Hey guys, today we're going to tie a little, it's like a Polish grub type of nymph. We're just going to use a curved hook, some basic materials. These are pretty fast flies to tie. Then we're going to coat it with some UV resin so it'll be very durable. And you can add different amounts of weight on here to sink quickly. So let's get started. We got one of our number 10 European barbless hooks with the straight point. So we're just going to add some flat lead wire to sort of build up a tapered body, and then we're going to add our weight as well. Just start near the bend of the hook and just wrap touching turns up towards the eye. You can just snap this off, get one more wrap here, break that off. And again, with this flat lead wire, you create a nice profile, so you can add as many layers as you want here. I think I'll do 2 layers on this one. And what you want to do here is just stop one turn short of where you stopped that first layer, and that'll give you that nice profile. Kind of come in here and pinch those ends down. Alright, so we're just using a uni stretch for the body. This is a pumpkin color, but you can tie these in almost any color you want. And if you just don't put a lot of tension on this material, it'll stay kind of flat. And again, all we're doing now is just covering this lead base and making a nice slim profile. Cut off our tag here. Just continue to work this back and forth and fill in the gaps. One thing at this point we want to do is we want to tie in our rib, and you could use just some heavy black thread or even some black wire, or even change the color, any color you want. But I want to put that in now to kind of hide it so it doesn't stick out in the finished fly. So I'll just put that right in behind the eye, and again just continue to build up a tapered body and just kind of fill in the gaps wherever it needs to be. And you can make this again as thin of a profile or as thick as a profile as you want. I'm somewhere right about in the middle here. Again, depending on how much lead you put on there as a base will determine the overall thickness of the fly as well. Alright, so now we're just going to tie this off. One or two whip finishes will do it. Now we can come on with our regular black tying thread and just get that started. Get excess off of here. What we're going to do is just build this kind of larger black head on the fly, more than you normally would. So I'd say we're going to come back, I don't know, about a third I guess, and just work that black thread again back and forth, just covering up any of that orange material. Somewhere about there looks good. Now we can just bring our ribbing forward. Even turns. Bring that right up where our thread is sitting. Tie that off, a couple wraps. Get excess out of there. And again, then just like before with the body material, just look for any gaps, thin spots, and just fill them in. Work that up to the eye, and then we can whip finish this. Now the whole key to this fly is going to be the durability. We're going to coat this with some Deer Creek UV resin. Don't be fooled by some other stuff on the on the market out there that says, you know, they've got all these different versions of the actual resin, and some of the other companies say actually you need to top coat it with hard as nails or some other material. I think that kind of defeats the whole purpose of the resin in the first place. This stuff is just the right consistency. What's nice is, you know, as you're applying this, normally you're thinking, oh man, this stuff's going to dry, I gotta hurry up. But this will not dry until I apply the light to it. Some of the other lights on the market, you know, they look pretty cheap. They're just like a little, almost just like a little UV flashlight. You'll see here in a second. This one's more like a true laser. It's almost like a laser pointer. So all we got to do is hit this on there. You know, this is a thicker, kind of a thicker coating rather than just like a little tiny bit for the whip finish. So I'm going to say, you know, 4 or 5 seconds as I move the fly around, hit each little spot. But this stuff dries totally tack free. Again, it's also giving your fly that UV finish, which the fish, a lot of research shows that fish will see in that UV spectrum. So again, the thicker amount that you put on, the longer you want to hit it with the light. That's probably good right about there. Again, that's tack free. So again, you can mix up the colors with this, with that body material. You know, whether it's an orange or an olive, yellow, even white works great. So that's the Polish Grub. Thanks a lot.